One of the things that we're going to be continuing these conversations. We started about 5 years ago with future of work, and some of the core concepts that we're seeing today, we've been talking about for a long time. But I think when we look at ChatGPT today and what we're going to be experiencing on this session, these are going to be just bundled into our keystrokes as we're working throughout the day, the core elements. So I'm really curious, Josh, on some L&D workflows, because that's
Sure.
what attracted me. Why don't you share some of the super cool, efficient time savers that used to take me
Sure.
days, and now your workflows, it takes minutes.
I think one of the first things I want to show is a really cool website called ChatPDF. So if you go to chatpdf.com, what this does is use the GPT platform to summarize PDFs. From an L&D workflow, this is amazing, especially if you have any large amounts of documentation that you need summarized, or you want to find out something specific in there.
Could you speak, Josh, about there's big concerns these days about ChatGPT is giving me all kinds of wrong answers.
When GPT gives you false information, lies, 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 what happens is it's all about probability. When you upload text, it wants to go in and start picking words, and it will pick words one at a time through mathematical vectors. And so there's this process of hallucinating where it will make things up, like it's just trying to fill in gaps. So, what you'll need to do is clarify. What did you mean by that specific word? Like, did you mean Mercury, the planet, or the element, right? If you're short and you don't give it enough information or context within a sentence, try asking it a different way.
So hello, everybody. Dave Glentz from Edward Jones. What I've found interesting is, besides doing the refinement like you all were talking about, I was doing a card game with micro-learning, and I got 13 pages with it, but then I went a little bit more practical, looking into performance improvement and OpEx and creating some things that were lean oriented and kind of going down that route. And I'm like, okay, I'm in a room with these particular types of people. What might be some of the reactions that I might get? What are some of the things that I might get as feedback? And so, I mean, I know it's probably doing the best as it can to represent those kinds of people, but it's interesting. I mean, it's kind of like a prototype, putting it against a use case example of different people and getting a sense and, what might they say? What else might I need to do to refine this a little bit more before I go back into talk to real people?
One of the use cases that came in, and I think it's on our exchange, was Tomas Ramirez. They're using ChatGPT as live exercises in their frontline manager courses. So they actually have the frontline managers in the middle of the class go through activities using ChatGPT. And he says it's been very impactful.
You were discussing, Josh, a minute ago was all about creating a bunch of prompts. And so what does this do to the L&D practitioner?
When I look at the AI space and think about the content that I create, it's always human, AI, and then human, not human AI and then copy paste. It doesn't work that way. But we need to be pragmatic and look at productivity gains that are going to occur in the marketplace with our tool sets. So what's going to happen is audio, video, images, e-learning applications, the time for productivity is going to collapse to the point where you'll be able to type in a prompt or parameters in regards to the task, the role, audience, the type of course that you want to create. It'll create the workbook, the course. Lord, it'll make everything. It'll create everything for you. Not only that, but it'll create multiple versions, multiple languages, different audience types, different environments, and it'll generate it. So then now what do?